Good day everyone! Today I will be presenting Lesson 6, Decoding Media and Information. This lesson explains how media communicates messages using codes, conventions, and representations. Media is not just entertainment, it shapes how we see the world. By decoding media, we learn to understand the meaning behind the images, sounds, and words we see every day. The goal of this lesson is to help us become critical and responsible consumers of media. Media surrounds us in many forms: TV, social media, films, music, and advertisements. Because of its powerful influence, understanding how and why messages are made helps us avoid manipulation and misinformation. This lesson will train our minds to read media the same way we read text, with awareness and critical thinking. What is decoding media? Decoding media means analyzing and understanding how media messages are created. Every message, whether a video, picture, advertisement, or article, is constructed. Producers decide what to include and what to exclude. When we decode, we check the hidden messages, the techniques used, and the intention behind them. People may interpret media differently depending on their experiences and beliefs. Decoding helps us see beyond what is obvious. It encourages us to question who created the message, what purpose it serves, and whose perspective it represents. This process helps us separate facts from opinions and from our own understanding instead of accepting everything at face value.
Codes and conventions in media. First is technical codes. Technical codes refer to the tools used to create media. These include camera angles, lighting, editing, and sound. For example, a close-up shoot in a movie focuses on emotion, while dark lighting can create suspense or fear. These choices guide what the audience feels. Second is written codes. Written codes include words, headlines, captions, titles, and writing styles. These guide the audience's understanding. For example, a headline can influence how we feel about a new story. Third is audio codes. Audio codes include background music, sound effects, and voice-overs. Music dramatically changes emotional impact. Sad music makes a scene emotional, while fast music creates excitement. Fourth is symbolic codes. Symbolic codes use colors, gestures, facial expressions, and objects to send deeper meanings. For example, the color red can symbolize danger or passion. A characteristic's body language can show fear without any words. Together, these codes work with media conventions, standard ways of presenting messages to help the audience understand meaning.
What is media representation? Media representation refers to how people, ideas, groups, and events are portrayed in media. Media doesn't simply reflect reality, it constructs reality. What we see on TV or online has been selected, edited, and shaped. Construction. This refers to how media content is assembled. Every piece of media is created through choices: what to show, what to hide, what angle to use, what words to use. These choices shape meaning. Mediation. This is the process that media goes through before reaching the audience. News articles are edited, films are cut, ads are planned. This affects how messages are presented. Selection. Media chooses what to show. For example, news stations may highlight certain stories while ignoring others. This affects public opinion. Anchorage. This refers to words used to anchor or support meaning. Captions, headlines, and labels guide how we interpret images. Stereotypes. Media often uses stereotypes, oversimplified representations of groups, genders, cultures, or individuals. These can be harmful because they created biased or inaccurate images. Ideology. Ideology refers to beliefs or values expressed in media. Media can promote ideas, truth, success, beauty, gender roles, and politics. These messages influence the way society thinks. Media representation matters because it shapes how we see others and ourselves. Positive representations can promote understanding and equality.
Media influences us. Media influences how we think, behave, and see the world. It shapes options, beliefs, and attitudes. Advertising convinces us what to buy. News affect how we understand events. Even simple social media posts can affect mood and self-image. Media can also change how groups are viewed, either positively or negatively, depending on how they are represented. That is why decoding media.
Because media has such a powerful impact, we must be mindful of what we consume and share. Being aware of influence helps us control our actions instead of being unconsciously shaped by trends, influencers, or biased information. Responsible media's use leads to informed choices and emotional balance. The importance of media literacy. Media literacy is the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media. It allows us to identify credible information, recognize bias, and avoid misinformation. When we understand media codes and conventions, we become more aware of manipulation, emotional impacts, and hidden agendas. Media literacy also makes us responsible producers of content, respectful users of social media. In today's digital age, media literacy is not just a skill, it's a necessity. It helps protect us from fake news, clickbait, and propaganda. It also empowers us to use media for positive change, promoting truth, creativity, and digital responsibility in our communities.
Conclusion. In conclusion, decoding media and information helps us understand how media messages are constructed and how they influence us. By analyzing codes, conventions, and representations, we become more critical and informed. Media literacy empowers us to make better decisions, avoid stereotypes, and challenge misinformation. It is an essential skill in today's digital world.
Decoding media and information allows us to see beyond what is shown on screen or written in print. It teaches us that media is carefully constructed and that every message has a purpose, whether to inform, persuade, or entertain. By understanding media codes, conventions, and representations, we can recognize bias, question stereotypes, and form our own informed opinions. Media literacy empowers us to think critically, act responsibly, and communicate ethically in the digital world. As active media users, it is our duty to analyze what we consume and share truthful, respectful, and meaningful information. Being media literate means not just understanding messages, but also using media to create positive change in society. As future citizens and creators, Understanding media means understanding power. Media shapes opinions, builds cultures, and defines truth. By decoding and questioning media messages, we take control of how information affects us and become active, thoughtful participants in the information.